You know, some stories are just stories, but every now and then you get one that is so powerful, so genuinely chilling, that it actually leaps out of the darkness and into the real world. Today, we're going to dive into one of Japan's most terrifying urban legends, the story of Kuchisake-onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman.
All right, picture this. You're walking home alone, down a quiet street in Japan, just as it's getting dark. A woman approaches you. She's tall, seems beautiful, long dark hair, but her lower face is covered by a surgical mask, which, isn't that weird. But then she stops right in front of you, looks you dead in the eye, and asks one simple, terrifying question. Am I pretty?
Now, how you answer is a matter of life and death, but here's the thing, there's no right answer. This is a trap. If you say no, she pulls out a weapon, usually a pair of huge scissors, and kills you right there on the spot. But if you say yes, well, she slowly peels down her mask, showing you this grotesque, bloody grin carved from ear to ear. And then she asks, how about now? If you scream or say no, you're dead. And if you say yes, well, she takes out that weapon to make you look just like her. So, who is this terrifying woman, and where in the world did a story like this even come from? To really get it, we have to look at the woman behind the mask.
Her name, Kuchisake-onna, literally means slit-mouthed woman. And in Japanese folklore, she's what's known as an onryo, which is basically a powerful, vengeful ghost. These are spirits who suffered some horrible injustice in life and have come back to get revenge on, well, pretty much anyone. So her rage is coming from a place of really deep trauma.
And what's so fascinating is how her origin story has changed over time. The oldest version, we're talking way back in the Edo period, tells the story of a samurai's unfaithful wife. He finds out, and in a fit of rage, he cuts her mouth and asks, "Who will think you are beautiful now?" But look at the modern versions. They tap into totally different fears. A plastic surgery gone wrong, a terrible accident at the dentist, or a random violent car crash. It just goes to show you how urban legends evolve to reflect whatever scares us right now.
Her appearance has become totally iconic in Japanese horror. She's tall, pale, has that long, straight black hair. She's almost always wearing a long coat, usually red, which is perfect for hiding her weapon. And then, of course, the mask. But don't even think about just trying to run away from her. One of her most terrifying features is her speed. Some stories say she's so fast she can catch up to a moving car. There's no escaping.
But here's where this story gets really crazy. This isn't just some spooky tale you tell around a campfire. For a while, she felt terrifyingly real. In the late 1970s, the legend of the Slit-Mouthed Woman literally exploded, causing a genuine nationwide panic all across Japan. It started out small, just whispers among school kids in one part of Japan, Gifu Prefecture, in late '78. By January of '79, a local paper wrote about it, and from there, it just blew up. By that summer, the story had spread like wildfire through playgrounds and schoolyards all over the country. The fear got so real that it actually started changing everyday life. I mean, just listen to this. Police were literally dispatched to patrol streets when school let out. Kids were told not to walk home alone, and parents organized big groups to escort them. An urban legend was actually making the police change their patrols. That's insane.
Yeah, the fallout was absolutely tangible. You had the official police patrols, the escorted walks home, even kids carrying around certain types of candy that they thought would protect them. And a huge reason it spread so fast? Cram schools. These after-school academies were the perfect breeding ground, where kids from different neighborhoods would all meet up, share the scariest versions of the story they'd heard, and just amplify the panic. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question of all. If you ever find yourself on a dark street and she asks you that question, what on earth do you do? Well, lucky for us, the legend comes with a few loopholes.
Okay, listen up, because this is crucial. You have to avoid a straight yes or no. The number one tactic is to confuse her. Give her a vague, non-committal answer like, "You look average," or so-so. Apparently, this just breaks her brain for a second, giving you enough time to bolt. Second, distract her. Throw a handful of hard candies, specifically a type called beko ame, or some coins at her feet. The legend says she's compelled to stop and pick up every single one. And finally, you can try to repel her. You have to chant the word pomade 3 times. The idea is that the guy who mutilated her wore it, and the word triggers a bad memory, making her recoil.
And the lore is just packed with other weird specific escape routes. Apparently, she hates the smell of garlic, classic monster stuff. She also might not be able to follow you above the second floor of a building or into a record store for some reason. But my favorite has to be this one. If you just tell her you're late for an appointment, she might actually apologize for bothering you and let you go. And hey, if you have type O blood, some versions say you might be totally safe from the start.
So, in the end, the story of Kuchisake-onna is so much more than just a ghost story. It's a reflection of our anxieties, about beauty, about random violence, about the strangers we pass every day. It's a story that became so real it put cops on the street. It perfectly shows the true power of folklore. And it leaves us with one last thing to think about. What is it about a simple story that can give it enough power to actually change the world around us?